All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Mushoku Tensei, Season 2, Episode 23.
Yeah, moment
All
of
right.
silence for that episode.
That was a phenomenal episode.
And we have a lot to process right now.
A couple characters do.
A couple characters do. But first and foremost, let's go home. Let's go home.
I think that would be needed.
That would be needed. But I could also see them taking the whole episode to prep before they end up actually heading home.
Yeah.
Even though heading home is just a hop, skip, and a teleport away.
Pretty much.
It's a lot of character stuff before that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then also to resolve just the, hey, Roxy and Rudy are reconnected. What does that mean?
Right. Is she gonna, come back and see the place,
Yeah, is she going to go back to adventuring again?
What's going to happen? We don't know, because this kind of took everything we thought we knew and just flipped the table on it.
Yeah. Is this what the man god was talking about? He said regret?
And yet at the same time, you did save Roxy's life as a result of coming here.
That's true. So yeah. But y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. Oh, shit.
Oh.
Whoa. Whoa.
Oh. That's a choice.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile.
Yeah.
God, that veiny stump. Yeah. Oh, a fake. What a whoa. Yep. Not even his shitty advice is here.
Wow.
All right, but don't worry. We got the OP. You're going to feel much better.
It's... No, okay.
No, never mind. Hey. We'll take a little bit of a break outside of this room, you know? That's true. That's true.
I mean, he's seen it.
Oh. Yeah.
He might need some distance here.
Yeah. Whoa. Whoa. Shit. Well, and at a pretty low place for him emotionally.
Yep.
Oh, this is awkward. Oh. Hey, feed herself.
ということは記憶を失っているだけで
Oh, okay.
が完全に死んだわけではない
Okay.
のか
Gotcha.
All right.
Oh.
Gotcha.
Oh, so
With
it's
her head.
much better than we thought it was. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. The memory's gone, though.
Oh shit.
差し出がましいとは思いますが、少しだけ失礼な物言いを許していただいてもよろしいでしょう。あなたは自分のやるべきことをなさい。
Whoa.
Okay.
By your family.
Yeah.
Sure.
帰りましょう。家族のところへ。師匠。
どうしましたルディ
So
はっきり言う。俺はロキシーが大好きだ。シルフィーが好きで、ロキシーも好きなこの状況に。だが、俺はシルフィーにミサオを立てると誓った。
And
それを裏切るわけにはいかない。
だからあまり恋人みたいな感じは申し訳ないんですけど。
知っています。パウロさんが亡くなってみんなでルディを心配している時、
so is that after, like the morning after, or
私はルディが弱っているところにつけ込んだだけです。私がやったことなのです。本来なら私みたいなのを相手にしてくれないのは分かっています。私がルディの左手となるのはこの旅の間だけです。
Hmm.
ルディは家に戻ったら奥さんを大事にしてあげてください。私一目惚れだったんですよ。
誰にですか？
ルディにです。迷宮で助け
Yeah. You were so freaking cool. Yeah.
yeah.
迷宮を探索している時もルディの顔ばっかり見ていました。
目をそらされてましたけど。
それはだって恥ずかしいじゃないですか。もちろんルディには愛する人がいるって聞きましたし、きっとルディが落ち込んでもその人が立ち直らせてくれるんでしょう。でもその人は今ここにいないじゃないですか。
Damn.
ひどいですよ。あんまりですよ。
Yeah.
師匠、この旅の間だけでも。
それでどうするんだ。
Yeah.
何の解決にもなっていない。
Good.
やめてください。そういうのは。
Hey. Complicated. All right. Teleporting.
もう目隠しを取っても大丈夫ですよ。
Nice.
ルディ、ここは？
シャリアの近くにある森です。ルーデウス。はい。あなたミリス京都ではありませんでしたわよね。
Oh.
違います。
Yeah.
シルフィーもミリス京都ではありません。知ってます？ミリス京都というのは妻を一人しかめとってはいけないという決まりがあるんですのよ。
Ah.
けれどルーデウス、私は別に複数の相手を同時に愛することが悪いとは思いません。
I mean, that's you talking.
Yeah, that's you talking, but also it's
ロキシーをめとりなさいな。
what?
本気で言ってるんですか？正直今のロキシーは見ていられませんわ。あの子本当はあなたに甘えたいのに控えめでもいいからロキシーには幸せになってほしいんですね。
Yeah, you guys did both sleep together.
虫のいい話だ。シルフィーと結婚して子供まで作って、それでいて別の女も欲しいなんて。
パウロがリーリアをめとった後、ゼニスは不幸になりましたか？
That's cherry picking the memories there,
最初母さんは泣いていましたけどね。
among other
それくらいは
things.
仕方ありませんわ。
Well,
あ
it
なたはで
doesn't.
きますわ。シルフィーとロキシーを同じぐらい愛すること。でも俺がそうしたいからといって、師匠とシルフィーがイエスと言ってくれるかどうかは。
話というのは何でしょうか？
俺にはもう妻がいます。シルフィエット・グレイラットという名前なのですが。
はい、お聞きしました。
もういい。後になってああしておけばというぐらいなら、俺はクズでいい。
師匠もロキシー・グレイラットに名前を変えるつもりはありませんか？
でも奥さんの了承は取らなくてもいい。
Yeah, he's kind of doing this all ass
取らな
backwards.
きゃいけないです。
ではその後でもう一 度聞かせてください。
It's probably the best response she could give,
Yep.
honestly. Ohana means family, and it means nobody gets left behind. Oh, there it is. There's the spice. Dang.
Okay.
All right.
That happened.
Of all the ways we predicted it, I think this is about like 60% what we predicted.
Yeah,
The only difference is that Roxy made the first move.
Fully
and-
knowing.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
don't think it changes for me. It doesn't matter to me.
Uh-huh.
It's about the fact that she basically was like, no, don't say no here. I'm going to just do
Right.
this.
But at the same
And let
time,
me take care of you here.
right. But then at
And
the
I
same
just-
time,
yeah.
she's going to say, no, hang on. Like it's this weird, like double, I'm not going to say double standard. That's for a different part.
That's for a different part. Yes.
But it's a double way of doing things where it's like, hey, I'm going to do this thing. And then also afterwards, I'm going to be like, no, I'll be the responsible one. Mm-hmm. Or all that other stuff. Right. And it's like,
Right, because on some level she knows it was the wrong thing to do.
but she justifies it to herself so that she can say that it was.
No. She said that I have an excuse,
Right.
meaning that she still feels shame about it. She still feels bad about it.
Yep.
But she's like, "Will you listen to the reason why I don't feel like I could help myself?" And it's the be vulnerable. Tell me your excuse. At least you know it's an excuse.
Right.
No, I would say
yeah.
this was a very straightforward, matter of fact way of looking at it. In that she's old enough to know that what she did was fucked up. Mm-hmm. She's mature enough to know that, I can't really make it better by talking about it, but I can at the very least give you the full thought process in my head, so you know, like, I was being selfish and didn't really care about you. But in my head, I made it into a thing where I'm thinking about you, and that's how she justifies it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's fucked up.
Right.
Your anime waifu basically said, "Hey, I know that you're grieving about your father and all, but I want
your
that
mother.
Yeah. But mostly your father. But I want that dick. So
Right.
hold on. Let me.
I'm doing this for your own good. It'll help you.
Yeah, exactly. It's the kind of thing that this show actually just approaches with full gusto and just is like, yes, people do fucked up things in order to get sex out of people.
Yep.
And it can happen to not just your shitty, earthling reincarnated protagonist who has his fucked up fetishes and everything, but it can also happen through your 100-year-old,
Sure.
old anime waifu characters.
Right. Yeah. And that's something that has been consistent in the show all the way up through now. Right.
Yeah,
It's not like that's a new thing.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
The issue that I have with it, basically, it really came up with the MyAnimeList conversation.
Oh, because she's trying to push him into it.
Yeah, well, for a few reasons. So
I really didn't like
Roxy's,
the way she was trying to push him into it.
she was pushing him into it.
Yeah.
Which feels especially weird when you're talking about like, hey, you actually do have, like, it felt like it's because she's the one pushing him into it, that also makes it okay because she's the grandma of like your wife. But then also Roxy's like excuse, what it really is it's I'm going to try and paint over this and I'm not going to apologize. I am not going to acknowledge any wrongdoing. I'm just going to not talk about the wrongdoing.
Nope.
And then I'm going to say, but, my heart was in the right place. No, it fucking wasn't. Like, so we have that. And we also have the other person where the third party, who should be the objective one, whatever, on all this stuff, who actually should know better than anybody else because she's the most sexually active.
Yeah.
So she should know exactly what the impact of these kinds of things can be. Then
Except-
comes in and says,
Yeah, except in a lot of ways, like for her, there's not actually a lot of impact from it, because from her, she just keeps moving around to the next thing. And
Sure.
it's her curse and stuff, and people are going to be
Yada, yada,
People
excuses.
people are going to cheat and do all their stuff and what have you. That's not her business what other people are going to do, because it's two consenting adults, having consensual
exactly.
sex.
Right.
In that regard, this was borderline non-consensual.
No. Let's be clear. It was not consensual.
No. I know, but I want
He was
to.
not in a place to
but I
consent.
want to operate in the. I want to operate in the. Blah. I want to operate in the gray area here, specifically to address the nuance. Is that I think people lose the nuance specifically in these situations if it was a man, the one that was doing
Exactly.
this. No, but I wanted to bring the point. That's still wrong. That's still wrong.
Wait.
No.
The losing the nuance is wrong.
Yes, losing the nuance is
Okay.
wrong. The nuance is in the fact that Rudy eventually consented here.
That's
No, it's fucked up.
no.
It's fucked up.
No.
But
I think
but he had agency here.
the ultimate test here. Technically, someone has agency still when they're intoxicated or something.
No,
But
totally.
it's to enough of a diminished degree that
Totally.
there's no consent.
No,
And in this
I-
situation here, the reversing of the roles is exactly like the way that you can tell. Yeah, no, this is really fucked up.
No,
this was SA here.
It's fucked up. It's fucked up either way. But the idea is that Rudy is not brainwashed here. He is not under the influence of anything here.
Right. He just has all the people that then are like around, basically reinforcing. what happened.
No. I'm talking about in the actual instance there where she sat up on top of him. Mm-hmm. He pushed back initially, and then she pushed back again, and was like, "No, let me do this," and then he didn't do anything.
Right, because that's consent.
No. I don't think it's no. Again, this is the point here, is that people will sometimes be literally having sex, Jacob, wanting it, and 30 seconds into it, they'll say no. They break off, and they're like, "No, stop this. I'm not interested in this."
Yeah, of course.
They were consenting before that, but they might have been thinking in their head already before they worked up the courage to say no. I don't want to do this.
Yeah, that they're like, actually, I'm not
sure.
really
I'm
interested. Having second thoughts.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And I think that's what happened here. Is he went from being like no to wait, I'm having second thoughts. That's literally what happened. He wanted Roxy from the very beginning.
Yes.
And so he wanted this, but she took advantage of him. You can have a situation where I believe, yes, she, from the taking advantage situation, absolutely did that. And he also, at the end,
Just because
after that first initial bit of resistance,
but just
did
because
consent.
someone has desire for something, right? That doesn't mean that that's like
No, that's what I'm saying. It's still fucked up. I'm saying that there's a
and that's why. And again, what I have a problem with is not the fact that this happened.
Right.
Actually, from the standpoint of the
making progress in the story and all that.
Yeah, having the thing happen where those are the circumstances where they end up having sex, I think that's actually a very good way to do it.
Yeah.
I think it doesn't backpedal on Rudy's progress that he's made as a character up until now, because this is a very understandable situation where that would happen, right? If he were to cheat on Sylphie and have his promises to Sylphie not seem like they were just smoke and mirrors or whatever.
Right.
Okay, it's something like this. And then two, from the standpoint of, yes, I do buy that there is an element of where Roxy was trying to help, right? But also,
she also wanted that dick. She wanted to have sex
and the
with
whole
him.
innocent and or like just honest mistake. Yeah, no, that's one, definitely not what it was.
No.
And she even admits to it after.
Oh, no,
but also the whole
yeah.
thing of like, no, yeah, she's been around a while. That's not like, that's not something where you can just claim ignorance because they're like both really young or something.
I don't think anyone here is doing that. No.
And that's where the problem that I have with all of this, right, is like almost strictly in that and or stems from that Elena Lee's conversation. Because then also I feel like I'm being robbed because I'm not even getting the chance to actually fully go into the drama of, oh my God, that happened. Right? Because then it's the, well, hey, get married.
Yeah.
Like, and Roxy, at the very least, you were like, ask me again after you ask your wife. Right? Like, because also...
That's the bare fucking minimum.
Bare fucking minimum.
Yeah,
also, you've established that, oh, hey, you have these things where you can travel actually pretty easily. So even if you guys end up parting ways or something, right? Like, you could go ask, not having asked Roxy first, or just, let your wife know that, holy shit, this thing happened. What the fuck? And then
Right, we're not in any rush to have a conversation here.
right. And, you know, making it so that it's a priority of we must consider Roxy's feelings after everything that happened. I'm sorry. That is absolutely a double fucking standard.
Yes. Yes.
That is absolutely a double fucking standard.
Yes. That is the double fucking standard.
And that's some bullshit.
Right,
That's
right.
some bullshit.
Yeah.
Like no.
No. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I agree with you on like every single front. I just wanted to draw out the nuance side of things here because
Yeah.
I don't think that and I need to be careful here because I don't want you guys to misconstrue what I'm saying here. I think consent is like one of the most important things with regards to sex. In fact, it's like if you don't even have the slightest hint of that, you shouldn't be having sex, which Roxy got a slight hint of that. Absolutely. But I do think if we're going to talk about consent as a black or white situation there,
and also
then Rudy, at the point where he let her sit there, he consented. And
I adamantly disagree on that, but I will say within the context of this world also where things are very different within this world, that's another thing to then take into account with regards to how we view the actions of the characters, given that it is going to be a different situation than it would be, say, in our world, right? But still, from the standpoint of it being presented to us, like within the show, of like, you know, oh, it's a sweet thing here. No.
Right.
So
I would say actually no. Let me recant there. It's not consent. It's not consent at all.
Yeah.
It's not consent at all. The problem is he didn't say anything.
Right, which is why, like, you know, you. That's why you make sure you get verbal consent.
Verbal consent, right?
Right?
So let me actually backpedal here because I'm realizing that in the black and white situation, consent would be like, yes, come here. You know,
Sure.
You can have it in a physical way. You can have it in a verbal way. I prefer verbal.
You could have situations where you've pre-established verbally that you're okay with nonverbal stuff. You know, right? Like cues for stuff like that.
What have you? But the point is, you're right. This was non-consensual. But the part that frustrates me about it is that Rudy didn't reject this. Despite how angry and how frustrated he was about the way in which she was presuming to take advantage of his emotional state here.
Right.
Which reminds him of another woman that he interacted with in season 1. And
Also,
no, I have more issue with the Alina Lee situation than the Roxy situation. Yes, I agree. But I also really think that the part that's probably the most like bugging me about this is for the show's situation from a meta standpoint.
Yeah.
Rudy has obsessed with Roxy.
Yep.
He has physically wanted Roxy for a very long time.
Yep.
For all the reasons and all that kind of stuff to be just put in there. This is the moment where, from a mechanical standpoint in the story, he had his wish fulfillment cake here.
Right. There were a lot of conveniences, basically, for this to happen, and a lot of things for Roxy to effectively kind of have excuses on top of the one that she literally gave to be like it. You know, if you say it's no excuse, but I'm going to give my excuse.
Yes, you're
trying to excuse yourself.
It literally does feel like the hands of God are just smashing these two together. Here.
Even to the point of hey, Rudy, will you come walk with me and just get out of the room? From one perspective, it's hey, she's trying to get him out of his current situation and all that stuff and whatever.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, no, that doesn't mean that this was just some, mistake on Roxy's part. No. This was like very much like a premeditated thing.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So
and in fact, I'm kind of glad that it happened this way a little bit because from the standpoint of where we're going in the story here, I think that what's going to happen is it's going to be extremely similar to the Paul situation, but it will end in an actual poly kind of dual marriage kind of situation here. But the thing is that Rudy is going to go through whatever that process is equivalent for him that Paul went through.
Sure.
And the fact that the story kind of kind of set this up, I feel like, from the beginning. In fact, the stuff that happened in between then and now feels almost like all the subversions that made Mushoku Tensei this really unique fantasy story.
Yeah.
And now we're kind of coming back to but now we're back at convention a little bit. We're having the, 100-year-old,
Exactly.
character
Yes.
that's, presented way younger.
Right.
And
The
then
reason
has
why-
somehow
Like-
is really obsessed with the protagonist even after just re-meeting them and all
And
that.
also realizing, like, this is the little kid that you trained,
Oh God, I
And
haven't even touched that. I was going to
the
go
whole
into
reason
that,
with
but
the
yes.
Sylphie situation of why I was more okay with that, because the Sylphie situation definitely started out as a no. Like, I hope they never, ever end up together, is because Rudy didn't recognize her. But again, that's a convenience of the narrative that then starts to make things like, where it's like, this doesn't necessarily look like a great look. Because then, at the very least, from his perspective, he just realizes that he's falling for this other person, right? While she's doing but that's the, oh shit, that's Rudy,
That's the
that whole
boy.
thing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So, yeah. And
again, we're also, I'd say, adding a little bit of dread into this because we don't have the strongest confidence in Sylphie's agency as a character in the way that she's written.
yeah. Although I'm glad that they're not together. If it had been something where for some reason Rudy and Eris were together at this point, reverse situation from Sylphie, I would be way more comfortable with the idea of, oh shit, there was a fuck up, right? We're going to go through all the drama of that, right? Of these characters having made mistakes and bad decisions and things like that.
Right.
And then if I am thinking from the like more meta angle of, at some point it's going to be some poly thing or whatever, I would feel way more confident that it would actually be a situation like that rather than
I think they could pull that off, yeah. The problem here is that the thing that we didn't want to have happen happened.
Right.
They cheated. And that's why I again, it's a nuanced situation with regards. That's why I want to make the clarification that he did not consent here. He did not consent. So fucked up. 2, she manipulated him. Double fucked up. 3, he then went ahead with it. So fucked up on the cheating side of things.
Oh, sure.
Because if he has no agency and it's all the stuff like that, then he didn't cheat on Sylphie.
Right. Well, and
But he did.
and
that's why it's nuanced.
But again, that's where that's where I think this is the best way to have something like this happen, because then, given that consent was not given, right? Like, this is something that she did to him.
Yes.
Then it's but he was like attracted to her and all that stuff. It makes it that bit of complicated, so that then the interactions with him and Sylphie with regards to what this means can actually feel like it's yes, there's the nuance where they can actually talk about this and things like that, and it doesn't just feel like Sylphie's being walked
And that's
all
going to
over.
be the finale of season 2.
Yeah.
Man started with like, my cock doesn't work, to like, so I have a second wife opportunity. I give you my due attention and eternal servitude. You allow me a second wife.
Right. Like, and because again,
Boy.
this show is a fantastic show with incredible writing that absolutely does the high risk, high reward stuff where it goes into the places that, but the reason why it's worked is because it has done like an incredible job. And I really mean this, like an incredible job at building up audience trust. And I'll just talk for myself, right? Me specifically. The show has built up so much trust and goodwill with me that a lot of the things that sort of make me be like, it's like, no, it knows what it's doing, right?
Right.
It's gone into the dicey territory before, and it's always, it's never let me down, right? This is where it's like,
It's kind of crazy though to think about how much we're over the water though with this show, when this is kind of the thing that's like, this is not the worst thing that this show has presented as far as dicey stuff here.
No,
not even close.
No,
like,
but because again, I don't have a problem with dicey stuff happening in this show. I'm
Yes.
totally fine with that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we wouldn't have gotten this far in the show.
Oh, no, we would not
The
have
problem
made
that
it
I have
then,
with it is when dicey stuff is done in the show, and then it presents it basically as, well, it's not actually that dicey.
Yeah,
You should consider Roxy's feelings. You should marry her. In fact, don't ask Sylphie. Says grandma of your wife.
Yeah, shut the fuck up, at least.
Right, like you should just marry her because consider her feelings, right? Like
Right.
what the fuck? Bringing up the idea of something like that, sure, but you should know that there's a difference between cheating and polyamory, right?
Yeah.
There's a big fucking difference.
I'll bet you actually that's the part where we're probably going to have the most issue, is that they're not going to consider this cheating at all, because Roxy's going to be like, no, it was me. I completely took advantage of him.
Yep. And so then
she's going to be like,
so then how does that work when then you say, hey, so this person totally took advantage of me, right? We'll call it what it is, SA and all that, right? But like, I want to marry her.
again, that's where the fetish stuff comes in.
Right. And then on top of all of that, as far as the other conveniences for this, we even had the Paul thing, which granted, he probably wasn't going to give him great advice, but he would have given him better advice than Alina Lee's.
Oh, yeah.
I would hope, I would think.
I would think he would give him more nuanced, is my favorite word for this.
More nuanced advice. But then
yes.
on top of that, the other thing that I was thinking is, oh, Paul died? Well, great. We got Zenith back. She'll actually be able to give the good advice because she's the one that was cheated on. Nope.
Zenith has memory issues.
And it's
because
never coming back.
Amnesia.
Hey, mana crystal, stuff
Actually,
baked into it. I like that from a world building perspective.
let me
fucky,
let me talk about it from this standpoint here.
Mm-hmm.
This is probably the section of the story where I felt the most that the conveniences are stacking a bit too high.
Yeah.
And it's more the thing of where I get that at some point, the creator of this story wanted to have Roxy and Rudius get together. And so they designed, Roxy first.
Uh-huh.
She was,
Why can't you just have her be a regular person and then, oh yeah, she's only 14 and that's why she's like, teaching this baby, right?
Right.
And then, oh hey, you come back later and then she's like the older woman archetype. You could have totally done that.
No, it can't.
Yeah.
We know why.
Yeah.
We know
And
why.
so it's
But what we got here is kind of a situation where the fates aligned so hard.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean they aligned so fucking hard that probably the man god himself was like, can you not go over here? Like, you're going to regret it. Some things are going to be changed in a very dramatic way.
Right.
And I put a lot of effort into getting you to the university where you're just sitting there and doing nothing. You've been with your family with Sylphie and it's fine.
Here's the other thing, right? We had such an awesome opportunity to do the classic Mushoku Tensei thing where it's like, hey, we're going to set up the thing that you're kind of expecting, that you don't want us to do. And then we're going to not do that. And that's how we'll basically show you, we know what we're doing. You can trust us.
Right. So the next episode will be the decision of that. Though.
Well, no, right. But there was the possibility in the event. I love that Paul died. That was a perfect death, right?
Oh, yeah. This doesn't undermine that.
Yeah. It doesn't undermine that at all.
Not
but
at all.
With the whole something happens that you regret, it could have been this. It could have been this.
Well, it could be all of it, though, Jacob.
Sure, yeah. It doesn't have to be one thing.
Something that you regret.
You regret the trip.
If you regret the decision, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, yeah. I'm excited to see Rudius at a point that he needs to rebuild things, where he needs to basically reestablish new foundations and kind of reground himself a little bit.
Yeah,
and
get that mechanical arm and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, and season 3 could be set up for some really cool stuff. However, I will say, now that we've kind of hit that point here where it's we're about to get home, we're about to be here and everything, we're going to have a really dramatic Sylphie conversation here. I am now actually I'm now kind of with you. I'm really bummed Zenith is memory lost. Now, however, here's the thing I think that is cool, is that Zenith is not brain dead though.
No.
So she will have reason and capability to gather new things and stuff.
She can start over from scratch. Born Sexy Yesterday, and then Rudy will be the
No,
primary man in her.
No.
The show's not going to do that. But the problem is that now, as a result of this, those are the kinds of things that now it's like before,
but
yeah.
let's not jump the whole shark here.
Yep.
I want to keep giving this show my trust and
Right.
stuff. So
I feel like it misstepped in a pretty big way. But that being said, I don't feel like it was a
we were headed this direction.
right?
Yeah.
And it was
I was kind of okay with it.
Right. But it was
just
very
didn't
much
need the essay.
writing on the, trust of the stuff that came before, right?
Yeah.
Because it didn't feel like it suddenly decided, hey, we're going to do a perpendicular like shift from the things that you've come to expect, basically.
Right.
So it is fully possible that this is just a thing that I really don't like, and the stuff that they do moving forward could still be great, But this was, oh boy.
Oh boy, yeah, that was a whole lot to talk about there. We didn't really get to talk about too much more because that's kind of what the majority of the episode was, and I am really sad that Rudy doesn't have Paul around to talk him through all this. Even though Paul's kind of a dumbass, kind of a scumbag.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
I would have liked to see him talk him through this actually, because this is a sitch. But okay, all right, Rudy, you're almost home. Good luck with this one. But y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel. So yeah, if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
next time.